Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
You know, it's sort of an unquestioned reality acceptance that you don't really have stand a chance in beating a professional athlete in anything sports related, especially their sport related. But what about a specific skill, a niche skill involved in those sports? Well, now you have your chance. It's not necessarily a plug, but the second annual Fanatics Fest, which is held in New York every year, they're doing something called the Pros vs. Joes. 50 athletes, celebrities, and influencers versus 50 fans. 8 different skills competitions: quarterback skills, basketball shooting, soccer goal scoring, baseball pitching accuracy, a hockey shooting challenge, a WWE superstar entrance, whatever the hell that means, and a UFC striking challenge, and then finally a closest to the pin challenge. Athletes confirmed to participate: Tom Brady, Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Micah Parsons, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Draymond Green, Russell Wilson, Rob Gronkowski, Alex Rodriguez, Odell Beckham Jr., and so on and so forth. Let's just get this first thing out of the way. Half the guys are participating so they could get guaranteed to get invited to Michael Rubin, who's the CEO of Fanatics, his July 4th party. That's number one. But number two, there might be something here that I think I might be able to compete with one of these people in. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. ESPN 106.3, also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Next 2 hours, right here from the City Point Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. We're going to hear from the Kaiser University Athletic Director, Chris Swager. Join us in about 15, 20 minutes. Talk about a little college athletics there. We got a packed program ahead. Stick around, which should be a whole lot of fun. Now, Mike, quarterback skills? No. Basketball shooting? We've tested yours, but probably not with some of the cats that they got involved.
No, I don't think 10 out of 25 will do.
No,
I might be
Durant.
Yeah, might be Draymond, but not Kevin Durant.
Right. I don't even think you'd beat Draymond either. Soccer goal scoring, I haven't seen a soccer star here yet, so I think we're in decent shape there. Baseball pitching accuracy. The Fanatics is not getting a big-time pitcher in the middle of the season to do a pitcher accuracy challenge.
Retiree, that's my best guess. No,
those guys' arms are shot.
Who did? Well, one has to be there. You rattled
off. I don't know. These are the people that have confirmed to participate, and then it goes on to Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley.
No, you corrected him incorrectly. Rhea Ripley.
Thank you.
I got it right.
Sorry, Christian.
I assume that's a WWE person.
Well, Christian's an AEW guy now.
Seth Rollins and Liv Morgan from the WWE have agreed to appear. I don't know what they're going to be doing there, but unless the Superstar Entrance Challenge, I'm not sure what that one is. That sounds to me like Fanatics and WWE trying to get a little partnership together. And then there's Kevin Hart and a handful of comedians that are going to be there.
It wouldn't be a weekend without Kevin Hart.
He wants to get invited to that because Michael Rubin runs Fanatics.
All right,
and he has that all-white party where all the celebrities go.
That's it. The one thing that stuck out to me about this was that party. Tell me more about that party.
You don't know this about this party? When people wear all white, it's like the most famous exclusive party. It's like 500 people that go.
Is it in the Hamptons?
Yes, it's that one in the Hamptons on
right.
July 4th.
Kyle, we got to go.
Hold on.
We got to go.
The guy who runs Fanatics runs that, and the guy who runs this event runs that, which is why all these athletes, because he's buddies with all these guys, which is why they're all invited. Dude. Because he could probably pull their invitation and, Leonardo DiCaprio's waiting pretty easily.
We already missed out on the Breakers party. We're going to miss out on another party this year?
The people at the Breakers party are not getting invited to this party. The people at the Breakers party are not getting invited.
So, Christian, I'm missing out on 2 parties this year?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we would have a chance unless they pick up, a good baseball position player. Dare I say, I haven't seen a soccer star on here yet. Maybe there will be one. Soccer goal scoring and baseball pitching accuracy, I think you might have a decent shot. Yeah? Because here's how it works.
No.
$2 million in prizes. $2 million. First place in points wins $1 million. Second place wins a Ferrari. Third one wins a LeBron James rookie card that's worth a couple $100,000. And here's the funniest part. If a fan doesn't finish in the top 3, because everybody's on their own, sort of like Squid Games, the highest scoring fan will receive $100,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But so my question is, if a fan doesn't finish in the top 3, what are you going to give Tom Brady $1 million? Is that why they're doing this? Isn't the whole idea to give the money to the fan?
Well, guess what? You're not above the rest. You're not above,
So if Russell Wilson rolls in there wins the Ferrari, what are we supposed to cheer?
Yeah, and he's going to drive it to that party.
So in this, are these like the basketball players doing all of the events?
Each entrant will participate in all competition.
Okay, so we're going to see Tom Brady try to bend it like Beckham into a soccer goal.
Or shoot a basketball.
And we're going to add all these points together to see who is numero uno.
Correct. So, some of these guys are ridiculously athletic in multiple sports. I would say the current athletes are in that sense. But, I'm not expecting 7-foot Kevin Durant to do a great job with the UFC striking challenge, the baseball pitching accuracy, and the hockey one, and the scoring accuracy.
All those guys are going to be a nightmare at football, too.
Right.
A nightmare.
So, quarterback skills, Brady might be in the best shape. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Right.
Because Brady's got the closest to the pin challenge, was the golf.
Yep.
And then he's got the quarterback skills. Listen, I don't think I'd be great at 4-8. I wouldn't be anywhere near winning. But in terms of that one maybe thing against the people that are listed, you might have a shot. WWE Superstar Entrance Challenge. How do you get points that way? You have to put up it's literally what it says. A WWE Superstar Entrance.
Probably judged as if it's ice skating, where you have like judges that tell you like flair and style and attitude.
And then UFC Striking Challenge, is that like one of those punching things? You can see it like a country bar?
where you, dude,
is that what that is?
Yeah,
people slip and fall. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dude, have you ever seen the one where the girl knocks it completely out of the park?
Well, yeah, like they put their hips into it. Like some people know how to punch.
Right.
That's one of them. I assume that's what that is. Unless you're like, what, punching a heavy bag?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. How do you even judge the points there?
Colin, if I'm being frank, I'm pretty cooked in every event.
I'm surprised hearing this from you.
So the 3-point competition, I'll be better than average. The soccer opportunity, I'll be better than average. But dude, these are professional athletes, mate.
What about against the fans?
It's
only 50 fans.
Dude, but I'm comparing the goal is to try to be better than the athletes. And I'm not going to be better than the athletes probably on anything. Maybe I'm better than the average on the 3-point competition and the goal scoring competition. But actually, the WWE thing, I could put on a good show. So give me 3. I'm better than. It's Christian. Listen, fair play.
See you try.
Christian gatekeeping the WWE
once
entrance.
Again,
by
Christian,
the way,
you'd struggle too with that.
Yeah,
but
and I'm not saying I would.
I would be. I think if I had to call my shot, those are the 3 I would be above average on. Those are the 3. Is that fair?
Dare I say, with a little bit of practice? First of all, closest to the pin.
No,
with these guys. Unless there's a couple elite sneaky golfers in there, Brady's definitely a great golfer. But you could get closest to the pin with at least beat a couple of them. A lot of that is, depending on the shot, a lot of that is luck. Right?
Yeah, it is certainly luck factor for sure, because you're only getting one chance at it.
So what do you think that would be? Like, what type of shot would that be for a closest to the pin challenge of this regard?
I would say it's obviously a par 3, maybe 160 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say 130, 140, so 160.
I think anywhere from 130 to 150.
So, actually, you know what? Bring it down a little bit. 125, so that all tee boxes make sense.
Right.
It's going to be men and women, and you have different tee boxes for a reason. 125 would be
That's doable.
That
is doable.
Yeah, and that 125 to 130 is about a 9-iron. So, I think the 9-iron's arguably the easiest club to hit, too.
That's doable.
Yeah.
It's not like, Jaden Daniels is not walking in there unless he's a scratch golfer that I'm not familiar with.
I think, I guess you could throw golf in there. We could maybe get lucky there. That's 4.
But, Colin, you said you would beat the pros.
I'm talking about which events could I beat of these listed athletes, a couple of them in? There's got to be listen, are they going to beat the baseball pitching accuracy? Unless they, got Greg Maddux hanging out back. I mean, I don't understand. There's nobody here that's going to beat that,
boys.
Unless there's a quarterback.
We saw your first pitch. Neither of you. I know Rizzo. You're not fighting this fight. It's Russo who's fighting this fight. We saw your first pitch, and it was not a strike.
Right, but that was that was no warm up. That was no practice. I feel like you change it a little bit. This is an accuracy thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I mean, is a first pitch at a minor league ballpark anything but an accuracy thing?
Right, but with no warm up.
But we decide, to his point, we decided not to do anything about it. Like, if I have a day's notice.
What are you expecting Gronkowski to go up there and dial one in the top left corner? Probably not.
Boys, do you want to know what I'm upset that they don't have that would be one for me is field goal kicking. I can make a 35-yard field goal.
You made a 35-yard field goal? When's the last time you kicked a field goal?
2 years ago in Peoria, I made a 35-yarder.
So you think you could walk out today and make a 35-yarder?
And make a 35-yarder. I always said I wish I would have consistently kicked a football. I think I probably could have done something with it. Not saying go pro, but at least play college somewhere. Yeah.
If you practice?
Yeah. If I put all my effort into it.
If a lot of people put all of their effort into something.
But what I'm saying is I can naturally kick a 35-yard field goal.
All right, so if you get 10 chances, how many are you making for 35?
I would say 5 out of 10. I'd say 50% of my chances for 35 yards.
Have you ever kicked 10?
Dude, I was our place kicker for my JV team.
But
what happened to varsity?
I stopped playing because I had too many concussions.
The kicker had too many concussions?
Well, I also was a position player, and I wasn't just going to play to be a field. Like I said, I didn't want to focus. I had aspirations of being a basketball player as well.
I will take the under on.
This might be in Mike Rizzo's next athletic challenge.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to get here.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm putting the over-under at 5.5.
I'll even try to go from 40 yards for you guys.
This is like the McAfee thing on the game day. When they got the guys out, they're like, I know how to kick. And I think that's a 33-yard field goal. It's an extra point, I believe. And those things.
Then let's just keep it to 35.
You want to do 35?
Yeah, I'll try 35.
When can you do this, today? No.
I'm out of town starting. I'm out of office on the show, but out of office starting tomorrow.
When's your flight?
Because that's one of the things.
Noon.
The kicking.
Okay, you got tonight. That's what I said today.
No.
The kicking is one of those things.
I got to work out.
The kicking is one of those things that I feel like people underrate how hard it is. Kicking a field goal is one of those things where, how come kickers aren't great? Because kicking is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like golf where it's all in the technique.
So you guys see how I walk. I got a flat foot. I'm duck-footed.
I've never noticed that by analyzing your walk.
Perfect. I love it because growing up,
as if he has a peg leg. Like see, I only have one leg.
So boys, growing up, I had size 12 feet in 6th grade. They called me, the duck because anyway, my foot is naturally how you need to kick a football. Right where your big toe and your foot meets, right here.
So you don't have to open up
Correct.
your foot to
I don't toe poke
naturally
it.
that way.
It's naturally because people toe poke it, and I think fair play. I don't toe poke it. I'm naturally kicking it the right way.
So you're a naturally great field goal kicker.
Correct.
I don't buy this at all.
Okay, great.
I think you'd make 2 out of 10.
Okay, perfect. Set it up.
2 out of 10.
Set it up.
Tops.
Perfect. Set it up.
I don't understand this. Like I thought I was going to come in being a little delusional in my ability to beat the pros.
No, I could kick.
And we
a field
came
goal.
out of this saying that you could kick a 35-yard field goal.
I could kick an extra point. Correct.
Where does that range end?
I was inconsistent from 40. Let's put it that way.
That's 5 yards past. That's 5 yards
banking
past.
him in
I was inconsistent from 40. Let's put it that way.
15 years ago.
2 years ago.
How often were you kicking 2 years ago?
We did this before in Peoria when we were at. Don't ask me why. We were at an open field. We covered Bradley soccer. Okay, Bradley's a college. We covered Bradley soccer, and they had goalposts. And footballs were out there, and I was banging them in, and people were like, my God.
Did they say that you were a
And
natural?
then we started going from 40, and that's when I started getting a little inaccurate. I started getting the yips.
Missing right or missing short?
I would be hooking them. I never missed right. It was always a hook.
But you'd be getting the distance.
Yeah. It was always the hook.
Would you say you're better at kicking field goals or driving NASCAR?
I mean, dude,
Because you were a natural on the NASCAR track.
I only drove NASCAR once, so I would probably.
But if you put in the time and effort to dedicate yourself to being a NASCAR driver, you could do something with it.
I wouldn't want to do that. It's too dangerous. I probably would go with the kicking over the NASCAR.
If you had the choice.
If I had the choice, I'd probably try to be a kicker more than a NASCAR driver because $140 with people beside me is a little, nerve-wracking.
I apologize for the inside joke, but yes, a couple months ago, Rizzo said he could be a natural at that.
So all I'm hearing is that if you applied yourself, you could have been a collegiate kicker.
I think so.
If you applied yourself.
If I applied myself.
Couldn't you say that about anything?
I mean, yeah.
If I applied myself to be a great quarterback.
If only we had a connection with a football program that not only won a lot, but won national championships. If only that connection was in the room with us after this break.
So we'll see if Kaiser University is looking for a field goal kicker.
Do you have eligibility left?
No, and I'm not trying to go pro, but I want to prove.
I think NAIA has different rules,
I can't wait to.
So I think he's okay.
I can't wait to shuck Colin up when I make like 4 out of 10.
I'm not confident.
Have the distance.
Hold on,
your number was 5.
You can't lower it. Yeah, your number was 5. You can't keep low. You're going to be at 3 before we blink. You got to hit 50%. I'll be impressed if you hit 50%.
I'm going to take side action around the office. Like I will be the.
I'll take the under on that. On 5, I'll take the under. I'll take the under tomorrow.
Okay.
How much warm up do you get?
I mean, I get to kick some balls, guys.
No uprights though.
Whatever.
You get to kick it into an open field.
I mean, that's kind of unfair. I got to warm up.
When do we start counting?
I got to warm up before the 3-point contest.
Yeah, you get.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll give you 10. Well, I mean, how many kicks is one per 10 kicks before you start?
Sure.
And you do it with a marching band who's doing a halftime performance. That's going to happen on a college field.
Dude,
you're going to have
I'm not-
distractions.
Yes, we'll have
Like,
to get the Kaiser University
boys,
have
I'm
a
not-
marching team. I don't.
I'm
think
not
they do.
trying to go pro here. I'm just telling you guys I think I
hold
can
on.
make 5
You
out of
said
10.
you could have been collegiate if you applied yourself.
Dude, this was Colin, I'm 30 years old.
Well, you just told us this 2
I'm
seconds ago.
I'm 30. I'm well past my prime in all sports.
Well, I'm not saying it's possible anymore, but you're saying it was in the cards.
I thought it would be, yeah, if I went to classes. I mean,
We
dude,
should
these
tell this
kids,
Fanatics event to add field goal kick.
these kids, the kickers go to, place kick and practice and stuff. They do this. They do it.
We're going to Kaiser tonight.
I'm not going tonight. I got stuff to do, sadly.
I'll pack
But when
for
I
you.
come back, it's on.
He's going to go home. He's going to be at his high school field, and he's going to be
Dude,
lining them up on the upright.
Hang on. I'm home for 3 days. I'm doing the show Wednesday and Friday, and I'm booked with family Thursday because Cousin Paige graduates. I'm done. And then Saturday, I'm back home.
You're going to be
in
at
time.
the high. Hold on. You're going to be at the high school for graduation.
No, it's down.
You're going to
It's
sneak
downtown.
off. You're going to sneak off
Colin,
during the
it's
commencement.
downtown.
You're going to sneak off during the
It's a
commencement
high school
speech.
graduation. We're going somewhere downtown.
What do you mean downtown?
Dude, our commencements are at Cleveland. All commencements are at Cleveland State.
One more stipulation. You got to wear pads.
No, I'm not wearing pads.
Yes.
I mean, that's what happens.
Shoulder
over
pad.
pads.
Not.
I never agreed to pads.
Pads, helmet. Yeah, you got to wear the
Mouthpiece.
lowers.
I did say say 5 out of 10. So fine.
You got and
could
a
hold me.
visor and a tinted visor.
No,
Yes.
no.
Uppers only.
And you look at any
Fine,
kickers; they're not
uppers
even
only.
wearing pads. They're
Uppers
like
only.
they're wearing.
Mike, uppers only.
No,
How about
I'm
a
not
helmet?
wearing
How about a
pads.
helmet? How about a helmet? Just a helmet.
No. Why do I have to wear a
You thought
helmet?
about that. You thought about that.
I did. Why do I have to wear a helmet?
Because football players wear helmets.
But like, you're not wearing a helmet in some kicking challenge like this. Like, say if this
are.
was
But
at
also,
Fanatics,
that
you're not
was your-
throwing a helmet on to kick a
when
field goal.
when you see Harrison Butker warming up before the game,
Well,
he's got a helmet on.
This
And that's
isn't.
beside-
Listen, we're not playing in the NFL. I'm showing up in shorts and a t-shirt, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
it's also a different point. You said that you could be a college kicker if you committed
I
to
said
it.
I.
So let's kick like a college kicker.
No, I'm not agreeing to any of that. I will agree. I could 5 out of 10 is the over/under. 4.5. How about that?
4.5 's the number?
4.5 's the number.
No.
Yeah,
You're not
'cause
winning
I
with a
said I could
5.
make
Well,
5.
you can push
Yeah,
with
no.
a 5. We'll push with a 5.
I said I
Okay.
could make 5. I win with a 5. What's wrong with that?
I don't know about that. I don't know. And I don't like how you're changing the rules now because you said you're Mr. College Kicker, but you don't want to kick like a
I didn't
college
say
kicker.
Mr. College. All I said was I think I might have been able to be a place kicker in college if I applied myself
Well,
the
let's
correct
find
way.
out by kicking, like you said, the correct way. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this quite a bit. Mike, I think this is going to be tough.
Okay, fair enough. I don't
like
think
this
so.
Because
I don't
it's a
think so.
victimless, it's not a person versus person. It's Mike versus the sports.
Yeah.
It's Mike versus Mike.
I'm fine with it.
All up here, all upstairs.
And I can't wait to make 5 out of 10 and see some of you jokers attempt to kick a football.
We've made no claims
yeah,
about
yeah,
our
yeah.
So
ability.
that's number
All right.
one. That's number one.
So you guys start toe poking it, looking, okay?
I was our emergency kicker.
Mike, we
got to
raise the over-under if you're going to be talking like this.
No, I'm not. I said 5.
And with pads.
You guys are acting like I'm going to pull a Charlie Brown out there. So I can't wait.
I did this
Is this all a block?
I can't wait.
overabundance of confidence.
I can't
think
wait.
is going to splat in your face.
Is there going to be a holder or is it going to be on a tee?
It's up to you guys.
Snap and a holder?
I leave it up to you.
You
The
got
whole-
to time
A
it.
snap
The
and a
holder,
holder.
could fit.
And an edge rusher.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get somebody from Kaiser as an edge rusher. And then Brian
edge.
Rowitz, our director of content, will be our left tackle. So
No
yes.
edge rusher. I'm fine with this snap and a hold, though. No edge rusher. What
No
are we
edge
doing?
rusher?
No edge rusher. What are we doing? We're all
We'll
good.
have to discuss that.
We're
But
all good.
definitely going to be a snapper. Definitely going to be somebody holding. Definitely going to be pads. And we'll get Chris Wager into the conversation. On the flip side of things, when we do ask the athletic director, Kaiser University AD, who's won 2 national championships, I believe 3, actually, since the last time we spoke to him. We'll loop him into the conversation live in the studio. Russo and Rizzo coming up next on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You heard it, the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. If you've been in a car accident, truck accident, bike accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're the type to fight for you. I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back no matter what. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They're the best in the business for a reason. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine today, because all it takes is one phone call to take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for that free consultation now. That's 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat with us on ESPN 106.3 with Russo and Rizzo. Mike Rizzo is going to be, the over-under is 5 on 35-yard field goals. We will be setting the parameters momentarily. Let's loop in good friend of show, friend of program. He's the Kaiser University Athletic Director. It is Mr. Chris Swagger. Let's do a little Ask the AD.
It's time to Ask the AD. Kaiser University Athletic Director Chris Swagger joins Russo and Rizzo to talk all things college sports, the latest on Kaiser athletics and more. Ask the AD is presented by Kaiser Seahawks Athletics. Learn more at kuseahawks.com.
Chris, welcome into the program again. It's been a little bit since we've spoken. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great.
26th national championship?
26, yep.
So you've won 2 since the last time we spoke.
Yeah, men's lacrosse won in overtime. Golden goal. They captured in the first couple minutes. And then men's tennis just finished up. They won their first ever national championship this past Saturday. So our women finished second. So they were right there as well. And then women's golf actually finished second as well last week. So 2 runners up, 2 national champs. And then we got men's golf actually playing right now. Hopefully we get another one, and then track this weekend, and our spring sports are wrapped up.
So this is not even finished yet. You got golf and track and field.
Yep.
And both are in the mix.
Golf for sure. Track and field, we may have some individuals. I don't know that we don't have a large enough team going, I don't think. But we may have a couple individuals that could potentially win.
I feel like every time we speak, it's another national championship for you, isn't it?
I mean, this time of year is big, so I'm happy.
Did you travel to any of them?
I went to tennis. Men's lacrosse, I was watching, back and forth game. Like I said, overtime. So it came basically, we got the face off, went down, scored. So that was intense. And then tennis, Georgia Gwinnett had won 10 straight. We played them 4 years in a row. Didn't get it done until this year. And it just was one of those, came down to our number one was down in the third set 3-0. Fought it out, battled, and then came back and won. So yeah, nice. It was another intense one. So.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about it with Mike just before this, and luckily we have you here with us in studio today. Of course, the athletic director of Kaiser University, we know how good the football team is. Mike Rizzo thinks he could hit 5 out of 10 35-yard field goals. The hash mark doesn't matter. He will refuse to do it in pads, and he refuses to do it with an edge rusher. Do you think he could hit 5 out of 10 field goals?
And it's off a tee or a hold?
Whatever you guys want.
Snap and a hold.
However you guys want to do it.
Maybe the Kaiser University snap and a hold guy.
Yeah, let's do snap and hold. I think snap and a hold's a little bit harder than a tee.
I would agree.
When's the last time you kicked?
2 years ago.
You kicked field goals 2 years ago?
That's what I said. I was like 28 years old.
We were in a field in Peoria, Illinois, a football field in Peoria, Illinois.
So one time 2 years ago, and before that was high school?
Yeah.
Okay, so one time in 10 years.
Man, you know what? I'll take.
I lean at the number is 5.
On the dot.
I lean under here.
I'll go over.
Wow.
You think you'll hit more than 5?
Well,
field goals?
I'll take 5.
You want to take 5 on the number?
4.5's the line. I said 5, so 4.5's the line.
So it'd be over.
You think you'll hit 5 out of 10? When's the last time you kicked a field goal, Chris?
I don't kick field goals, man.
You don't kick field goals?
No.
Okay.
Anything kicking related, I'm not going to do good at.
Okay, but you're so confident in Mike.
I mean, he said he kicked 2 years ago, so I got to trust him.
One time 2 years ago.
I mean, it was multiple times.
Right, but it was one event.
Yeah.
Do you play soccer?
I did.
See, that's where, like, soccer, I've seen soccer guys kick field goals. They've never kicked field goals before, so.
Chris, up top, I played up top, played striker. I was there to do one thing and one thing only, blast the ball into the net.
Look at that. Look at that. I like that. One thing
Let's
and one
raise
thing
the
only.
number.
Don't ask me. Chris, don't ask me to dribble. Don't ask me. Get the ball on my foot and somewhere I can shoot it on the pitch.
I don't know. I don't know about that. We're going to have to put it to the test. We'll do it at a Kaiser University football practice. And we'll see, this is
we
good.
We could always do it. If you're going to be the color this year, we could bring it down at halftime and do it on the field.
Right, it's going to be 48-0, so the other team won't mind. We'll be warming up the buses. I think that would simulate real like pressure.
Yeah, get the fans into it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That I think is the plan. I think we'll have it at a Kaiser game indoor practice, and we'll do it in that regard. Yeah, Mike?
I disagree. No.
You disagree?
No.
You
We're
want-
not doing it in front of 20,000 people.
You don't want to do it in front of 20,000?
No.
All right.
No thanks.
We'll do it in front of the office and Chris Swager and
Correct.
the Kaiser University football team.
Fair enough.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right.
All right. Now, Chris, I got to tell you, you heard about what happened with my triathlon?
I've heard. I need to hear the story, so I haven't heard what
I
happened.
can't give you the whole story.
Hold
It's
on.
too long of a story.
I got the notes here.
Okay.
You want the notes from me?
Well, did you? Can I ask you a few questions? Did you finish?
Yeah.
Was
It was
So,
not
hang
the
on,
full.
hang
Remember,
on,
it's not the
hang
full
on.
half.
Hang on, Chris.
It was a
He-
subsidized. It's about 30% of a full, a little over half of a half. So it's a little over a quarter, 30%. I put the number at.
Okay.
1 mile swim, 25
did
mile
you
bike.
finish 30%?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He finished
Well, hold on.
with the stipulation.
With an asterisk.
With the stipulation.
Yeah, with an
All right,
asterisk.
so
Okay.
the spark notes from the story. Swimming, first event. 20 steps from shore, gashes his foot open. So he had
Open
to cut-
water. I told you, open water's different.
This
But
has nothing to
literally-
do with
Chris,
It has everything to do with me
he's running
stepping on something in the ocean.
He's running into the ocean for the start of the race. Steps on something, gashes his foot. Swim went well. So yeah, finished the swim. Transition point. Took him 4 minutes to change into his bike gear. Pretty impressive.
That's good.
Gets on the bike. Chris, the bridge. We're in Skowhegan. Where were we again?
Key Biscayne.
Key Biscayne. So the bridge in Key Biscayne.
Where's Skowhegan?
Yeah,
What is
I'm
that?
not sure you got that.
The bridge in Key Biscayne was an issue.
You've been to the bridge in Key
Yes.
Biscayne? You know how it goes upward and downward?
I know
But-
what bridges do. Yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go up and go back down.
Right.
Chris, he gutted through it. He gutted through it. He had 4 miles left.
So 21 out of 25.
4 miles left.
Okay.
He was going about 30 miles per hour when his back tire blew out.
I told you needed the pit crew. We talked about this before.
they usually are
Chris,
pit crews, so-
Chris, his back tire blows out.
Okay.
So he's got to pull over. Granted, thankfully, he didn't spill. He didn't fall. He was, it was great. He was able to not fall and get injured. But he obviously couldn't ride his bike anymore. He went up to a female cop.
I don't have a phone on me, so that's not-
Female cop radioed to somebody, a mechanic, to fix his bike. A fire truck comes, looks at Colin, and 2 guys look at Colin and say, "Who needs help?" They go, "Dude, I need a mechanic." He looks at the cop and goes, "Can you call again?" Cop calls again. He listens this time. She asks for a mechanic. Some guy in a pickup truck named Ralph shows up, and Colin goes, "Are you here to fix my bike?" He goes, "You got a toolkit?" Colin goes, "Yeah. Do you know how to use it?" He goes, "No." So Ralph does not know how to fix a bike, but Ralph offers to take Colin.
Where do you keep a toolkit?
So it's a little pouch. You can put it on underneath your seat.
So why don't you just fix it?
Wonderful idea. I wasn't as experienced in changing out a tire. I didn't have an extra tube. There was a whole bunch of things that I could have done that if I was more experienced on the bike that I could have done. Yes, self-inflicted, but this is like I was the only one in this entire race who blew out a tire. Which was the
So
annoying
Chris,
part.
Ralph says, "Put bike in truck, and I'll drive you to where you need to go." And Colin has to take a DNF. He has 4 final miles left on his bike. He can't do it. He's got to take a DNF on the thing. So he puts the bike in the truck. All of a sudden, Ralph starts driving in the wrong direction. Colin asks Ralph, "Where are we going?" He says, "Well, we got to pick up the fences and the cones." So Colin, in his full bike garb and his spikes that you slam into the bike with, your feet into the bike with, is helping Ralph pick up everything from the course. So they pick up everything from the course, and he's now driving back. Colin gets out of the truck next, realizes that his bike is underneath all of the fence. So Colin's ripping out the cones and the fences, whatever, to get his bike.
Deloading, yes.
He finally gets his busted bike, and he changes into his running gear. You were the 8th fastest
I
to
was
do
like
this?
the 8th or 9th fastest out of like 200 people. That's how much of an because I was dead last.
Because you rested for an hour.
No, because it was
If
20,
you're
it was
riding
about
around in a
25,
car
it was
all
about
day
20,
long, then you're
25
not going to
minutes.
be
It wasn't all day
tired.
long. Chris, it's 4 miles down the path. It just took us 20 minutes to get back.
So Chris,
You had a 20-minute break.
Chris,
I know. Well, not willingly, but yes.
Chris, we're onto the run at this point, and Colin, once he gets, about a mile in, realizes that he has, oh God, I forgot about that gash in my foot from the seashell. So he is an injured duck running in the race, but he finishes the race, but he gets mad during the race because they are holding Colin the award ceremony while he's finishing his race.
Not while I'm finishing. I'm 2 of the 6 in.
But you did pack up half the course anyway, so it was pretty much done.
First of all, imagine it's somebody in a bib, bike helmet, bike gloves, and the cleats cleaning up the race Like, the U-turn. It's like one of those portable fences. You probably get those at some events at Kaiser. And I'm cleaning it up, putting it in the back of this truck with this guy, Ralph. And we're on our way back, and we have to be the last ones in because everybody passed me because it was 25 minutes. And this cutoff is quick because it's like a major road that they closed off. So I got burned there because of all I needed was a bike mechanic, which they had there.
Or just carry your own stuff and fix it yourself.
All right, and that gets me to the best part.
Can you fix a rear tire on a bike?
I'm not going to enter myself in one of these races.
But if
I did, I would be prepared.
Chris, that gets me to the best part of the story. So Colin finishes. Fair play to him. He did the swimming. He did the running. He was 4 miles away from the bike, but had to take a DNF. I think a pretty good performance altogether, honest to God. But Colin drives back to Palm Beach. He takes his bike to his bike guy,
immediately.
Ukrainian guy and his wife.
Ukrainian woman and the guy is like American.
And then he asks them to show him how to fix the bike. Instead, the Ukrainian couple makes Colin learn how to fix his bike. So he spends 2 hours at the bike shop learning him how to fix his bike.
Good move by them. Good job by them. Wasn't in the mood to do that, but it was a good move.
Yep.
It was a good move. So that's basically the spark notes of what happened.
That's the spark notes.
You got to listen to it in depth. But
correct. Colin did this. You can listen back on our YouTube page. He did this 30 minutes it took to tell the story, and it was fantastic.
So there's signs from God that tell you what to do and what not to do. Are you taking this as one that you
know what the
are going to have a problem?
You can say the one thing about the bike, but the real sign from God is like stepping on something sharp and gashing your foot open. Basically,
first thing I
19 steps into the actual
Chris,
race.
I said that was the funniest part of the entire thing. Was 20 seconds in. Gashing his
I'm within
foot.
shouting distance of the people still lining up to start, and I got a hole in my
Chris,
foot.
you got to realize.
Did you hear my voice as you're doing this the whole time?
Chris, he's in open water.
I did think about this for a second.
Chris, he's in open water and he's bleeding. We're lucky a shark didn't show up.
Now the swim one. You think you're under the impression that the swim's going to be a major problem. I felt really good about the swim,
but it was only 30%.
No, the swim. See, it's a 1.2 miles. Totality, it's 30%, but the swim is 1 mile compared to 1.2. It's like a 5 or 10 minute difference.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did the mile in like 25 minutes, which is very fast for me.
Okay.
And or like 27 minutes, I should say. And I felt good during it. I mean, it was shallow for points, but I didn't need it.
What was the average age of the people competing in this?
Way older than me. Probably in their 40s and 50s. There were some people that were younger, but
and you were the last one.
I'll show you the picture of me with my bike. No, I was not the last one. I caught up to people when I was running.
So Colin.
No,
not people in the car.
No. We were the last ones to pull in the car. We were the last ones because the guy was cleaning up the course. So part of the story is we find the guy who's in last place, and he's on a mountain bike, some older guy. He's really struggling, and we're probably a half mile from the transition zone from the end of the bike. But Ralph is staying behind this guy because Ralph can't go ahead of him because he's technically he's the finisher mark.
Right. Okay.
So I was the last one, and running's my thing. I was hurt, and it was 92 degrees out and sunny, and I was in no mood, but I was able to catch up.
But you also had a 20-minute rest with people that were
this is not
30
a positive.
years older
Don't
than you.
spin this into a positive. This is not a positive.
I'm just trying to be realistic. I mean,
I'm
just trying to give you training trips, man.
All I'm saying is I think if I did that and all went perfect, I didn't get anything out of it. But I did that race on Sunday as like a tune-up, and everything went wrong. And now I understand.
Chris.
I think that's the positive. I think you agree with this.
Yeah, as long as it's not the norm.
Chris,
Right.
The bike is the issue.
Yeah,
Let's not.
Yeah.
The bike is not the
I
issue.
told you. I
Tires
told
could
you.
happen
Hang
anyway.
on. I'm looking at Chris and I'm looking at you. I told the both of you the bike would be the issue. It's not now. I'm not worried about Colin crossing the finish line on the bike. I'm worried about the vessel lasting the entire race. What happens if this happens in Boulder? For the real thing.
They have mechanics all over the place.
We said that,
on real Ironman.
but we said this during the Skowhegan race, and look what happened.
Well, hold on. This is like the Ironman is like a world class. That's the top of the line in terms of quality, I think. This one was like a local one.
We think, Chris.
This one was like a local one.
But he does know how to fix his tire.
At one point, it was me, 3 first responders, and Ralph on the side of the road.
And don't forget about the cop. Don't forget about the cop.
Yeah, the 3 first responders and Ralph on the side of the road trying to figure out how to fix my bike, and nobody had any clue. That was what 5 or 10 minutes of my Sunday morning looked like on Sunday.
And the Seinfeld episode in this is the cop asks twice, "Hey, can we get a mechanic here to fix this kid's bike?"
They sent Ralph and the fire truck.
But he might have been a mechanic. He just wasn't a bike mechanic.
They sent
We're doing a bike race.
Chris, they sent 2 EMTs. They go, who needs help? And they go, I need my bike fixed. They go, we don't know how to fix a bike. And then Ralph shows up in a pickup truck and goes, hey, what's going on, guys? Colin goes, you here to fix my bike? Ralph looks at him and goes, you got the tools? And Colin goes, yeah. He goes, oh, I don't know how to use them.
Ralph was there to pick up the cones.
That's the ding. That's the Seinfeld noise moment.
I think this is a positive.
Okay. I think this is
I agree.
Positive. The bike's a problem.
But now I know better about the bike.
How much time for the foot to heal before you got to do this?
The foot still hurts. It's fine.
So
it's not going to be that.
Chris,
It's not I don't need stitches, but it's like it was a cut that bled, and I cleaned it, and
that bike might explode in Boulder. It might go into 6 pieces on mile. How long
so did you run?
Ride?
How do you get a flat tire on a bike?
Great question. I don't know what I ran over, but it truly exploded. And I was on the downslope, so I was going like 30 miles an hour because I wasn't even pedaling, and because it was after my climb, and I must have went over something and just pop. And I knew immediately something was up. I was very lucky.
Were you fishtailing?
No, it wasn't like that. But I was very lucky that I didn't wipe out because apparently that could happen, and all of a sudden you just lose control. And that would have been bad. That would have been
over the bridge into the water.
That would have been really bad. But no guardian angels because I know there's some bike people that probably knew what they were doing. No guardian angels. Here's the problem. I've used that bike for probably 350 miles in the past couple months, may even more, and it was those 20 that decided to happen. That's just the luck of the draw thing.
No, you're
now rigged. I got new tires. Hold on, now I got new tires.
You should have seen. So Colin has the picture of him at the start line with all of his gear.
First off, it's hysterical. Shorts and a t-shirt. Everybody else is in these suits.
They're professionals.
Well, Colin,
who is this guy? But as they went by, you're like, of course, this guy blew his tire out.
You ordered a tri-suit, right? That's coming?
Yeah. It's not here yet. Maybe I'll get a Kaiser University. I'll represent Kaiser when I stroll in with the 10%ers.
Yeah, let's not
associate.
Yeah.
You don't want to associate? You don't want to sponsor my triathlon trip?
We'll get a lot of advertising because everyone's going to be passing by you. So
they're going to see. You're going to get eyeballs.
Will see it.
You're going to get eyeballs.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. We'd put a little Kaiser University athletics. Chris Swager.
I just feel bad for these people who had to sit there and deal with it.
What, the first responders?
No, well, them too. But I'm saying the people that are coming there to race in a professional race, and then all of a sudden they got to deal with rookies.
Well, none of them had to deal with it.
I'm signed up. I'm there,
wasn't
and
a
then
nuisance to anybody.
You got this guy with a BMX bike over here.
Now, the worst part of the whole thing was when I was doing mile 2, and the run was a mile down, come back, and you got to do 3 loops, right? And on the second one, when I was coming in after my first loop, I had probably 20 or 30 minutes left in the run, and they're doing the awards ceremony with everybody on the podium.
I said this.
That was the worst part. Because my foot was bleeding. It was getting hotter by the minute. It was no cloud cover, no shade.
Everyone has the tri-suit on. Colin shows up in a David Robinson t-shirt that's 2 sizes too big.
You'll like it.
David Robinson.
You'll like the shirt.
Yeah,
it's a one-of-one. It's a one-of-one shirt.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood?
You don't know what shirt this is.
Chris, you know what David Robinson is?
No, it's the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah,
David
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Yeah. The old commercial he used to do with Nike.
Oh, yeah, I'm way too young.
Yeah.
The Admiral.
Yeah.
This is a one-of-one shirt. But that's what happened on my thing. I'm excited for you to listen to it and get the full rundown. But I weirdly enough, there were times during it when I cast my doubts about doing the full and the half and everything, but I think I'm okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Take us.
You know what the positive is? The swim was beautiful. And you thought I was going to need a lifeguard on the swim.
Take us through where the doubt sunk in. What moment?
During the run. I'm like, this sucks.
Not when you cut your foot open? Not when...
No, because I just started. I'm going. That's just a moment where you're just I'm not even considering.
How many miles on the run? Did you run?
It was 6.5, 6.2.
That's it, huh?
Yeah,
and you need to run how many for the actual thing?
13.1 and then eventually 26.2. Yep. I thought about it in the moment. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do 26.2.
Chris, he needs a new bike.
And how much more is the biking?
112.
And how much did you do?
20 before I exploded.
Yeah, how much did you actually do? Not
21,
riding around in a
21.
car.
And what are we doing on the half?
56.
So you're doing 56. Let's focus on the half, all right?
Yeah.
So
half.
Let's focus on the half. You're doing 56 at Boulder.
Yeah, it'll take me about 3.5 hours. It'll take me 4 hours.
And is it up a mountain?
It's Colorado. I mean,
Yeah,
one
you're-
can,
dude,
one
that-
can,
that
one
bike-
can deduce
Chris-
that conclusion.
Chris,
I mean,
I think the kid.
It's not up a
you had to
mountain.
explain a bridge was.
It's
up.
not up a mountain.
Chris, I think he could finish it. But you want to know why I think he won't be able to finish is because of that damn bike. You're on a $150 bike.
$240.
There is a man next to me at a $15,000 bike. $15,000.
Chris, last thing here. I want to get your thoughts on this. To segue really quickly, because I want to get your thoughts. Parity in the NBA. You're a Miami Heat fan.
Mm-hmm.
You're sort of the Heat have been out of it, so we're forgetting about them. But you got Pacers, Knicks, you got Thunder, T-Wolves. You got 3 teams who have never won a championship. You got 1 team who hasn't won one since 1973. You're gonna have the 7th year in a row where there's no or there's no repeat NBA champion, which is the first time in NBA history. And you're going to have 8 different teams since 2014, comparatively to 8 total teams that have won championships between 1984, and 2014.
Right.
So there's a big change in the word is parity.
Right.
You think that's a good thing as a NBA fan with no team in the fight at this very
I think
moment?
the idea of parity is good.
You think this is working against the NBA to a certain degree?
I mean, what I'm interested in is who's going to be the next big star. I mean, I think that's the transition that's happening.
Right.
So is someone going to establish themselves?
There's no dynasty on the horizon. Nobody's seeing that.
No, because I just think the way it's set up now.
And also people thought it might have been Boston, and if it's not going to be Boston, who drafted a lot of the talent,
wins,
yes.
For them to re-sign, especially like Oklahoma City, I mean, they're going to have to re-sign 2 to 3 key players.
Yes.
Someone's leaving.
Somebody's leaving.
So I don't think the dynasty's there. I mean, I think the idea of parity is good, just because I think it does give fan bases some hope. I mean, I think that's the hardest thing at the beginning of the season, everyone's excited, right? Everyone has a chance to win. I think the more and more that you don't have that, it's really hard to manufacture some interest down the road. I mean, would this be Oklahoma City's 3rd trip or 2nd?
What, to the NBA Finals?
Second to the NBA
okay.
Finals.
So they've been there before. I'm interested in Anthony Edwards, SGA. Is Brunson getting over? I mean, the NBA is stars.
So you're more interested on who is going to take that next big leap, a la what Giannis did when he won a title and he won his MVPs to that big.
Yeah, I think you have a change in the guard
star.
right now in the NBA. I mean, I think if you ranked who are the best players, I think there's just weird.
There's a disconnect between
because I think people
who
are
it
choosing
was
people
and who
that
it
used
is.
to be good that are aging out, and then I think there's that gap. So it's like that next group that's up and coming. Who are those people going to be?
Who is that going to be to you?
I think Edwards is there. I think SGA's there. Again, I'm interested in Brunson. I mean, he's having a big series. I don't know where he. I
think Brunson's the classic Nick. I'm not sure if he's necessarily face of the NBA.
Yeah,
thing.
but I'm interested to see is this just a run or is he going to establish it?
So-
Halliburton?
Hey, he's
I
been
haven't
good.
been a big fan, but I mean,
So
he
Chris,
can get over the hump.
I think the next face of the league isn't in the league yet. He's about to get drafted this summer. I think it's Cooper
You mean the
Flagg.
genius move by the Mavs to trade away
The fix
Luka
move.
to get Cooper Flagg
Chris,
and probably have a chance at the NBA
And
Finals
you're
next
telling
year?
me that the
Chris,
NBA did this by
the
chance?
fixed
You're
move.
complete. You don't drink the Kool-Aid, Chris.
Didn't the Heat have that pick if they had missed the playoffs?
It wouldn't even matter because the Mavericks were going to get that pick regardless.
If the Heat had missed the playoffs, I think that was their pick.
Right, but that's like statistically. Statistically, this was not a statistical outcome. This was a maneuvered outcome
I mean,
by the NBA.
if you have a healthy Kyrie, healthy Clay,
that team's a championship contender
I mean-
almost immediately.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So that's why I cannot buy this. The team with a 1% chance after the biggest midseason trade in NBA history. I can't buy it.
Parity. I mean, everyone gets a chance.
Fixed.
Oh, come on, it's
Fixed.
not fixed.
The trade was fixed. The pick was
the outcomes
fixed.
aren't
Hey,
fixed.
Chris.
But
no,
it makes for
Chris,
great radio.
Chris,
It makes for great radio
Chris,
to debate
hang on,
it. But
hang on. Oh, no one's watching the league. What do? Let's trade arguably the best player in the league to the most popular team. Oh, and then the Mavericks get screwed. Oh, and poor Maverick fans. Poor this.
Guy
that.
doesn't know what to
Let's
say.
go. Now we're gonna give him the next big thing.
They
in
only
Cooper
call
Flagg.
one team in the
Garbage.
Lakers.
how many
Fixed.
number one picks did Cleveland have?
Fixed.
True.
Exactly.
Fixed.
Fixed.
LeBron
Fixed.
when he was coming out of Cleveland too.
And
Akron
the
down
other
street.
Anthony Edwards.
Chris,
I don't know what he's doing now.
I am a
Anthony
Cleveland
Bennett.
fan.
Anthony Bennett.
I am a
Anthony Bennett, whoever it was.
Chris, I am a Cleveland fan. And those were 100% fixed for the Cavs to get him. You got Andrew Wiggins right when LeBron came back home. You traded Andrew Wiggins. You traded Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love. And then you got it the year after LeBron left, you got Kyrie Irving. You got it when LeBron was coming in, or league kid was in our backyard in Akron, Ohio. It's fixed. All of that is fixed. I'm not sitting here arguing. Trust me, that stuff is fixed.
It's going to make for a great season next year, though. Mavs are going to be great.
Exactly right.
Exactly. You're proving our point. Nobody was watching. Nobody was
watching. Same time 6 months ago, everybody was hypothesizing to move the 3-point line and turn it into a 4-point line to make the NBA more interesting. And now all of a sudden, it's about the actual quality on the floor.
Right. And it all started with that
PR,
Luka trade.
How to PR your way out of that.
Hey.
No one told Luka he was leaving. The Dallas Mavericks called one team.
I don't know if they have the too early odds, but I would assume that they're probably right up there as the favorite.
Absolutely. So that's why I don't know what. Probably not, but I imagine right when it happened, the bets for them they probably took in a boatload of money immediately. Mavericks to win it all.
Yeah.
Chris Swager, of course, the Kaiser University athletic director. So, Chris, you got track and field coming up, and you got golf finishing up, right?
Yep, men's golf is actually, I think they were in lightning delay when I got in here, but they were tied for second. Track and field heads out to Indiana. They compete this weekend. Then our spring sports are wrapped up. So, again, hoping to get up to...
Then all eyes on fall season, huh?
Yep, and then we're shifting to fall. We got, I think, our first actual game is either men's soccer or volleyball in early August. So it's right around the corner. I mean, it'll be here before you know it. So hopefully we can get one more red banner up in the gym by the end of this week. Update everything and then get ready to go again.
There's never too much. There's never too much for national championship's sake.
Well, I mean, it's, men's tennis is their first one. So we knocked we had a sport that we didn't have, so we got to start crossing that off too.
All right.
The totality of them, and it's also who doesn't have one.
It's the imperialists. You want to conquer everything. That's what it is. That's Kaiser University right there. That's Kaiser University athletic director Chris Swager, of course. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. Flipping off on the second hour of Russo and Rizzo. Coming up right after this on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida the wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
Hi, Kevin Dalton here from the Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs. Time to start getting your ride ready for summer. Stop by the Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs and try out one of our best wash packages, the Ultimate Plus. It gives you everything your car needs, inside and out, including our ceramic graphene coating. Or try one of our unlimited monthly plans, starting as low as $34.95 a month, or with inside and out plus tire shine starting as low as $49.95 a month. Visit any one of our 6 convenient locations or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll, safety's the goal.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Cane's is coming soon to Tamarack at University and Commercial.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
Get ready to elevate your driving experience with the all-new 2025 Range Rover Velar P250 Dynamic SE. A stunning blend of luxury performance and technology that will make every drive unforgettable. Right now, you can lease the new Velar for just $809 per month for 36 months. Yes, only $809 a month for a luxury SUV that sets new standards on the road. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and take advantage of this incredible offer. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo. Live Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Second hour, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat with you. Live on site, also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter /X at ESPN West Palm. Big thanks to Chris Swager, who just gave us about 25 minutes there, breaking down my triathlon. My biggest hater, by the way, Chris Swager, that is. But we got to pack another hour ahead of us. We're going to loop in Christian Cat momentarily. Now, the thing is if you're experiencing foot and ankle pain, I am one of them, and you need to see an expert in the field, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they got a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. You can visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technologies to provide advanced orthopedic foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located right here in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by going to baptisthealth.net/ortho. Christian Cat, producer behind the glass today. Christian, how are you?
Dude, I woke up at 6:50 with no alarm, and I couldn't fall back asleep. I think it's the time of year, or at least the direction of the sun, that hits my blinds perfectly to where I cannot keep it dark in my room unless I hang a blanket over it. So I've been awake for a while, but I'm doing okay.
So what'd you do? Did you just rot in bed? Did you get up and be productive?
Scroll until my girlfriend noticed that I'm awake and not wake her up, get in trouble for doing that, and then went downstairs and watched YouTube. That's it.
Until when?
Till 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And then I showered and went to work.
So you watched YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You have premium?
No.
So
Never.
you were watching ads for 30% of the time.
Yeah, I guess
Fair
you
enough.
could say that.
Fair enough.
Not for 30% of the time.
And I never can find my remote. It's a very thin remote that gets caught in my couch all the time, so I never can skip ad. Sometimes I'll get caught in a 15-minute infomercial ad selling me a slap chop, and I can't get out of it. Especially if I'm cooking or in the kitchen. Oh, it's the worst.
So you got up early and thinking, instead of I got a little bit of a head start in the day, I could be a little productive, you just watched YouTube.
Just flushed it all down the toilet.
How do you feel after that?
Not very good. I have less FOMO. If there's a video I was meaning to watch, I got that out of the way.
You get FOMO from watching videos?
Yeah. Sometimes you missed episodes of a show that you were watching.
That makes sense. All right. Okay.
I'm all caught up on the content that I was missing. Yeah.
So you got to wake up early once every blue moon just to catch up on stuff you've missed.
Yeah, I guess so. Got a tea time tomorrow, though. Playing golf then.
Let's bounce around a little bit. Let's do a little 5 and 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
Well, the vote did pass. The NFL will allow players to compete in the Olympics in 2028 when it comes to Los Angeles. Of course, they'll be competing in flag football. The motion passed unanimously. All 32 owners said yes if we were given insurance for contracts because of injury, of course. But we will see the best and brightest in the NFL, if they so choose, compete in the Olympics in a couple of years. My question for you, Mike, you, Colin, build your 5-man flag football offense for the U.S. of A.
So is that what is it 5 players that's announced?
On your side, yep.
So Colin, do you mind if I go first? I got this ready to go.
5 on 5, you have a defense and an offense.
Okay. Lamar Jackson's my quarterback, followed by Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Patrick Surtain II.
Well, I'm asking for your offense.
This is my don't they have to play defense too? Isn't it both ways?
No, you get defensive players.
Okay, all right. Substitute Patrick Surtain and give me Tyreek Hill. So if you see what I did there. Lamar.
There's not defensive specialist players.
I thought they were playing both sides, so that's on me. I apologize.
I have under the. Why wouldn't they want to get more guys involved? Is my question.
Yeah, I've only covered flag football 2 times. Probably should know, but I saw a lot of people playing both ways. So
You're talking about high schoolers.
Yeah, but girls were playing both ways more often than not. So I thought it was, Anyway, here's my thought process. Lamar, obviously arguably the greatest dual threat quarterback of all time. Lamar is the quarterback. There's a lot of running and flag. Give me Lamar. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, I think, are the 2 best receivers in the league. That's easy. I'm going Mike Evans because I want height. I want that jump ball in the back of the end zone. I want 6'5" Mike Evans able to sky over everybody and get the easy touchdown. And I nonetheless added in Tyreek Hill because he's arguably the fastest player in the league. But I had Patrick Surtain in there because I want him on the defensive side of the ball. But on my offense, Lamar, Jamar, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill.
Now, I'm surprised you went Lamar. I don't think flag quarterbacks can run as much as you think.
Let's put it this way. The flag event that I was at, the quarterback was the story of the game. The girl was the only reason they were in the game because she was running, she was throwing, she was doing it all.
I don't know enough about the rules, but I'm pretty sure you got to do something like a handoff or something, which opens up the defense to blitz them for a quarterback to start running. I believe that's the rule.
Once that attacker came near,
edge rusher. They got him.
Sorry, you were running.
The thing about it is I would go Mahomes here. I think it's easy, too, because I want a quarterback that can put it anywhere on the field. Now, Lamar does offer a lot with his legs, but we already have speed everywhere. Tyreek Hill, of course, no-brainer. Completely agree there. And then if you're going to do this, you're going to get 1 guy in the slot and then 2 guys in the outside. I think Jefferson and Chase make a lot of sense. And then I think you got to go somebody like a Monra, Puka Nacua or CeeDee Lamb on the inside. As a possession guy, just to convert first downs. You don't need a tight end. Tight ends are a tackle football position. You don't need a running back. That's, again, a tackle football position. You need quick receivers and reliable receivers and a quarterback that can put it anywhere. Defensively, I think it's a lot of the same. You need athletic defensive backs, and that's it. That you don't need to get any other position. You don't need linebackers. You don't need defensive line. You might not even need safeties. You just need athletic defensive backs, corners.
So Sauce, Surtain, Jair, and Ramsey?
I wouldn't go Ramsey because Ramsey's going to be, 2 years old? It's going to be 2028. So he's going to be old. I would got to go young. So, yeah, you'd probably go somebody like Gardner if it was tomorrow. You'd go somebody like Gardner and Surtain.
Stingley.
And then you'd got to go speed. So you'd got to figure out who's really, really fast.
Give me Micah Parsons. You need an edge rusher on the team. I think he would be.
Yeah, but the edge rusher, you just get somebody who's much quicker and athletic. It's not like they have to power through anybody.
That's true.
I really think, that's why I think this flag football thing is a little stupid because it's the skill positions that are the only ones who benefit off.
There are no linemen on offense or defense.
You don't need a tight end because a tight end, the whole point of a tight end is that they're big against linebackers and they can block. You don't need any of that on a flag football team. And then you need a quarterback who can place it anywhere. You don't even need running backs.
Quarterback cannot run, by the way.
Run.
Must be handed off for them to run.
Burrow or Mahomes?
All right, can I make a substitution then?
Yes.
Josh Allen.
I'd rather
have Allen.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that. Allen is great because of his dual threat.
I understand Patrick is Patrick, but in flag football, I want Josh Allen then.
You guys aren't thinking 3D chess here. I want chemistry on my team. You named all those great receivers in the NFL. Allen doesn't have one of those guys. Mahomes did not have one of those guys. I think you just keep on going down the list until you get a top-tier quarterback that will have a battery mate as a wide receiver.
Jacksonville.
Oh, no. Trevor Lawrence was not coming to my mind.
Oh, but Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter make a lot of sense.
I think I go Burrow. Burrow's not known for his speed, and so he doesn't need it. I think pocket passer, Joe Burrow, because he'll be thrown to Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How did I see this girl running all over the pitch then?
You can have a running back, so maybe it was handed it off.
I think when you do a handoff, then it opens it up to be dual
threat.
threat.
They pitch it back. That's what happened.
I don't know the rules.
It was probably a handoff, and then they pitched it back to the quarterback, and she started running.
It's kind of like if I'm an NFL player, I'm a little annoyed because I want to get a gold medal, But the only reason the only way I'd get a gold medal is if I'm an elite fast receiver. And who makes these decisions?
Before we move on, I got to ask, are these guys going to be good at flag football? Guys, there's a science to whipping the flag out. Are they going to be able to find the flag and
That's an adjustment period for sure. It's in late July where there are some optional training for the players.
Like at the edge of training camp. Training camp starts at the end of July.
I have no worries that offensively they'll be all right. I worry that the defense is going to be a sieve because we don't know how to tackle people.
They've definitely played flag football
what
before.
other countries?
No.
Like
Germany?
Isn't
flag bigger? So at least on the women's side, all these countries are good. I can't sit here and look. I know a little bit about the women's side because Ashley Clam, our part-timer here,
Randy Moss.
Yeah, she's the greatest flag player ever. So, I know some of the countries. She tells me these other countries are really good.
Yeah, but on the men's side, though, I don't know.
All I know is the men's players, the men's players are upset, Christian. They're upset.
If USA loses in the Olympics, I will be distraught.
As sad of a loss as there
Correct. I will be angry, and I'll be fighting for full tackle Olympic football next Olympics.
That's it.
I will run a campaign on that.
That's what it should go to. But
you know what? If USA loses, there will be people that are asking for that.
But
that's a big ego blow.
Everybody loves beating the United States, especially in LA. Ooh,
Christian, I understand.
We've got some French jackass that beats us in flag football.
We're not losing to France. We're not losing to France in flag football. It's not going to happen.
I understand why the flag players are upset. They've done this. It's their thing. And now we're going to trot in,
If Ecuador beats us in flag football, I will raise hell.
All I know is keep those guys on speed dial. Those real flag football players, if the NFL guys stink,
guys are not going to stink.
If they stink at flag football, keep those keep the flag professionals on speed dial.
Number 3.
We're actually at number 2, believe it or not.
Number 2.
The Western Conference Finals begins tonight in the NBA. But I'm going to redirect for him because it's May 20th, and the NBA has still not announced who is the MVP. Previous years, MVPs in the NBA were announced as early as May 8th. What's the holdup? Why do you think the NBA has not announced the MVP? Because we know it was a two-man race between SGA and Jokic.
Part of me thinks that they're withholding it until that Nuggets series sort of closed out. I think they're going to announce it at any point now, maybe even tonight. But I think they didn't want to hurt that Nuggets-Thunder series.
Wouldn't it help?
No.
Or they don't want to look dumb, where if Jokic won the series...
No, the ballot's already in. They're not changing the ballot.
I'm with Christian on... Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look, the ballot's already in. So, it's a calculated PR risk where if the voters picked one player, the best player on that team, to be the MVP, but that team didn't win, they don't want to look dumb in the middle.
I do think they want to sell the idea that the winner of this series is going to get the MVP.
And it's done and over with now.
The ballot's already in, but I think that sells the common fan.
Right.
That the two top MVP candidates, if Jokic finished in second, you're going to forget about it tomorrow. But the idea that it's still in the running, I think, adds a little bit of intrigue. I think that's probably why they withheld it. That's my guess.
Yeah, but that series is over.
Now it's over. Now I think.
What is the holdup?
It should have been last night, right?
I would bet it's going to be tonight. I think they will do it at the day of a game. I think it'll be tonight or the game 2.
LeBron got it one time, and I was at the game where they honored him on the court for it. I'm with Christian. This is way too long. That was like the first round, I believe.
And it's a regular
first round.
The regular season award,
right.
too.
Yes.
They want to do it the day of the game when they're in their home building. It'll be in the next 2
My
games.
experiences with this, with one of the teams I root for, players winning it, okay? They was on the court in a first round game that we were able to honor him. What is the holdup? What is going on? This reward. It's like I hate when leagues power trip like this. Like, do we have to get on the league to set a damn date when they must tell us now? Do us as the media got to scream into a microphone to give us a damn date when to announce these awards?
NBA honors.
We don't need that.
2 days before the finals?
We don't need that. It's weird, though. They announced Sixth Man of the Year 2.5 weeks ago.
That's what I mean.
And then they announced the all-rookie team today. It's very bizarre. It's very sporadic. I think they do it strategically to try to keep buzz. I think that's what it is.
Whatever.
But number 3.
Number 3.
Currently, the Browns quarterback depth chart is as follows per Cleveland.com's Mary Kate Cabot. Starter, Kenny Pickett, acquired via trade this offseason. Backup, Dylan Gabriel, drafted in this year's draft. And splitting snaps at QB3, both Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders. Resident Browns fan, Mike Rizzo. Does any of that surprise you?
Not in the slightest. I think analytically, that team thinks analytically, they think Pickett gives them the best chance to win, followed by Dylan Gabriel. They drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round for a reason. They like him. It is a little surprising that Flacco isn't number 2 in front of the rookie. I still think Joe Flacco is going to start the year once training camp is over. But I think the 3 quarterbacks that they hang on to are going to be Flacco and the 2 rookies. And they're going to either trade Pickett or let Pickett go. I want to say this. The Browns are 4.5 on Hard Rock Bet. I would hammer the over tomorrow.
Their win total is 4.5.
Are you kidding me? That team is at least winning 5 games. I sprinkled some dough on it already today. I can't believe how low that is. I understand the Browns are going to be a good team next year. Probably not going to be sniffing the playoffs at all. But I think they're going to win at least 5 games. And I think one of those guys is going to end up being the quarterback. And guess what? If they're not, we got plenty of assets to trade up and to select a quarterback in a quarterback-rich draft.
Hold on, you can't talk about quarterback next year when you got 5 on the roster.
But Colin, the team set themselves up, and give Andrew Berry and the analytical nerds their credit. They set themselves up. If all 4 stink, you could draft another one.
Now, one thing I'll say is no quarterback battle in the history of quarterback battles has ever been decided, has ever been dissected in the second OTA?
Yeah, we need preseason.
So
we need
they haven't even put helmets on yet, and we're determining this. Has Flacco even been there? Was he even there at OTAs? That's another question. So where is it going to be? I don't know. My guess is it would be Flacco starting week 1 and then a rookie eventually. That would be my guess. But I don't know enough about it, and you're going to have to wait till training camp to really see who's getting the majority of the reps. This is just nothing.
Those preseason, I agree, the NFL preseason is a waste of time. Dude, I can't wait to watch every snap of preseason.
Is it this year more than other years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got 4 quarterbacks that could arguably win the job in any day. Absolutely.
That's kind of a good point. With those Browns preseason games,
Dude,
you can turn it off after the first drive, your starters are out. But no, you actually are pairing.
All 4 quarterbacks have a chance to start the season.
Number 4.
Myself and Colin Russo went to a gas station today to pick up some snacks. We went to a racetrack on the corner of Military Trail and Okeechobee. Rizzo.
Yeah.
Russo. What is your go-to beverage of choice, snack of choice, whenever you're hitting a racetrack gas station?
So I'm a fan of the hot food if they have it. So I'll always dabble. But if it's a regular gas station, you got to go something safe. In terms of a drink, I rarely deviate outside of water.
Really?
I rarely deviate.
Me too.
Lemonade, rarely. Other than that, no soda usually. I don't drink coffee. That would be it. I mean, I'm not a slushy guy. I used to be a slushy guy. I'm not a slushy guy anymore. I rarely deviate outside of water. But if there's a hot food and there's a sandwich there, a corn dog, a taquito.
You like the rollers?
I'll sign me up. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I'm boring. Water, and then if it's not water, a no-name please energy drink that's 0 sugar. Put 2 and 2 together. That's probably the only thing I would get at a gas station drink-wise. Food-wise, I'm not much of a chip eater or a snacker like that. I just eat a really big meal. That's usually my thing, so I'm not a snacker.
You just don't get snacks?
I don't get snacks at a gas.
Road trip, you're not even getting a snack. You're going to wait until a meal?
Gum. My snack would be gum. Because I'd be able. I know. I would be able to eat the gum and have it hold me over until the meal or dinner that we're eating. I'm not. Here's the problem, guys. If I eat, there's no such thing as me opening up a bag of chips and having a few. If I open up a bag of chips, bag's gone.
But it's a gas station.
If I open up a bag of candy, bag's gone.
By design, though, they have small bags of chips.
Bag's gone, Christian.
Yeah, it's kind of like a handheld. They're supposed to be done in one.
It's not family size.
They're supposed to be done in one. They're supposed to be done in one.
And the problem is when you eat food like that, you crave food like that.
All right, I'll hear that argument.
I told you, my metabolism, I gained 5 pounds. I could gain 5 pounds in a day. I can't eat that stuff, man.
Give me a tall boy iced tea, Arizona. Arnold Palmer, please.
Good drink. That's a good one.
Solid drink.
But
a lot
only
of
in
sugar.
the can. I won't have the fat bottle. You ever seen the fat bottle?
No,
it's actually
the
I have.
skinny can.
Christian, I have.
skinny
Christian,
can's good.
I've seen the plastic bottle that you're talking about.
It's bigger than the can. There's more liquid in it, but I just don't like the way it comes off my lips. It's not a fan of it. But we move on to number 5.
Number 5.
Brings us back to hour 1. Mike Rizzo thinks that he could have at least been a college kicker if he dedicated himself to it. The challenge has been laid down. Snapper, holder, from 35 yards out. Helmet and pads. Rizzo thinks he can hit 5
I did not agree
out
to
of
that.
10.
I did not agree to helmet and pads. I'll be in a shorts and a t-shirt. You're going to have to deal with it.
We're not doing it then.
Okay, fair.
You want to do it?
I'm not doing pads. I'm not doing pads in a helmet.
College kickers wear pads.
I understand that, but I'm not doing pads in a helmet.
So you wouldn't be a good college kicker at all?
Probably not. Probably not.
So you
But
don't want to do pads.
I will agree. I will agree to do it without pads and without in front of 10,000 people. You need too many stipulations with you kids. I said 35 yards, I'll hit 5 out of 10.
Okay, so it's like you
35
said,
yards, 5
I can
out of
dunk
10.
a basketball, and I said, okay, NBA rim. You have too many stipulations. What are you talking about here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not doing pads in a helmet. I'll do shorts and a t-shirt from 35 yards out. I'll try to hit 5 out of 10. I'm pretty confident about it as well.
The air conditioning industry is already starting to see a couple shifts in material pricing now that tariff materials are arriving. The price increases are expected to continue throughout the summer, and many vendors are already reporting major price increases so far this year. You got to understand local here. You got to understand local service. That's John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing, who have been proudly serving Palm Beach County since 1960s, keeping your home cool and comfortable. You can visit CassidyAC.com to learn more today. The best part is you can let one of their highly trained technicians come to your home, check out your unit. They can troubleshoot, perform diagnostic checks on your system. It doesn't even matter the brand or the age. They can understand, hey, this needs an upgrade. Hey, this is actually just fine. Over 90% of air conditioning unit failures could have been prevented had they been regularly checked. Make sure that yours is regularly checked because it is now hot in South Florida and the heat is not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Don't be caught. Don't be that person caught in the middle of the summer with no AC. Go check out John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Services today. Christian Cat, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo taking a time out here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sportsbook. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group. Group.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio-designed golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Yeah, man. So we back in the club. Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Well, for our Inter Miami fans, you got a lot to look forward to because you got the Club FIFA World Cup coming up here pretty soon, huh, Mike?
June 14th. June 14th, the first game down there in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. Al Ali, the top flight Egyptian side, will be taking on our Inter Miami here. It's coming up June 4th. And you can get your tickets now by going to FIFA.com/tickets. That's FIFA.com/tickets. The Club World Cup is here, folks. We got the likes of Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid coming in, Erling Haaland, Manchester City, legendary coach Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. Let's remember, Pep coached Lionel Messi all those years back in Barcelona, won La Liga titles, Champions League titles. The history is there, the fun is there, and the best of the best are about to kick things off in Miami starting June 14th, as I said, with none other than Inter Miami hosting Al Ali. Get your tickets now by going to FIFA.com/tickets. That is FIFA.com/tickets. You got teams from South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, the States, Canada, everywhere, North America, everywhere. Teams are colliding at the Club FIFA World Cup, the best of the best. The Club FIFA World Cup beginning June 14th, Hard Rock Stadium. Get your tickets now, FIFA.com/tickets.
Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 1063. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, ESPN West Palm on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, streaming live. Timberwolves Thunder, Game 1 tonight of the Western Conference Finals, 8:30 on ESPN in Oklahoma City. What do you think the big difference maker in this series is going to be on either side?
I think it's going to be Anthony Edwards. I think if you get the Anthony Edwards that showed up in the playoffs last year up until they faced the Dallas Mavericks, you'll be fine. If you get this current Anthony Edwards who, I don't want to say taking game, like I know, I'm not questioning that he's trying, Colin. Obviously, the effort is there.
He gets gassed. He got gassed last offseason. He got gassed this offseason. This postseason.
You can't have an 0 for 11 Anthony Edwards from 3. This isn't Steph Curry. Golden State, this isn't Golden State without their best player. This is the Oklahoma City Thunder that runs teams off of the court and won 68 games. They beat the Denver Nuggets. I know it went 7. They beat the Denver Nuggets by 40 points twice. Colin, I think the Nuggets are a better team than the Wolves. I think they were playing better than the Wolves. If the Wolves aren't careful, this is going to be a gentleman's sweep. I am very confident in the Thunder to win this series.
The one thing I'll say is the Wolves, I will guarantee, are going to get blown out once in this series. But I'd also bet that on the other side. I would say the Thunder are going to get beat pretty easy one game this series as well. Now, the difference maker in that series, I actually think will be the coaching. Okay. I think Chris Finch is a very good coach for Minnesota. I think he's very good with his rotations because I think Minnesota throws a lot at you, and they have a lot of guys who go on their own singular runs. Now, the big question with Oklahoma City that has been throughout the Denver series as well is if and when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does not necessarily play well, who do they turn to? They haven't necessarily had a stable second option, and that has been a major problem. Jalen Williams has been up and down. Chet Holmgren is a third option, second option on his best day. And they got a smattering of role players that like to shoot a lot of threes and play great defense. The thing about that Oklahoma City does great is they're consistently excellent on defense. That's the one thing that will keep them in games. But I think offensively, there's a little bit more questions that are maybe let on. And I could see Finch exposing that to a degree. They got good perimeter defenders. And if they can nullify, they're going to have McDaniels glued. Jaden McDaniels, that is, glued to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the entire game. And if they could figure out force him in his own little bubble, Gilgeous-Alexander, that is, and see what the rest of the Thunder offense can do, I think Minnesota might be a little dangerous in this series. I do think the Thunder are still going to win, but I think this will go 6 or 7. I think Minnesota's going to play well because I think Chris Finch is a better coach than Dagnall is. And I think they offer a little bit more offensively. And guys like Julius Randle, Naz Reid, they got more size. And it's going to be Hartenstein and Holmgren trying to deal with that. I know they just dealt with Jokic, but this is going to be a little different because they got multiple players that are going to throw stuff at you. I think that will be a big difference maker in this series. And as for Edwards, the thing about it is he hasn't played terrific consistently, and they've still been pretty good. They've still been pretty solid. So I don't know if you need, 35 on 75% shooting, but you're going to need a steady 25 to 30. You're going to need a steady 25 because Julius Randle's a great second option, and Gobert has his moments, and then they got a smattering of good vets all over the court. DiVincenzo, Conley, the whole thing. I think they match up pretty well. I really do. I'm sorry. I know Mike's been down on the T-Wolves, but the thing about the T-Wolves is they tend to play up to their opponents and down to their opponents. This is a situation where they're going to need to play up. They don't have home court here. They need to play spoiler. I think that almost suits the team a little bit better than playing the team that needs to defend their own court. That's why they got hurt in Game 1 against Golden State.
I think we learned that the Lakers weren't as good as advertised, at least that I thought. Golden State was without Steph. The reason I think that the Thunder are, I guess waltz is the wrong word, but dominate this series is because I don't think the Timberwolves have really played anybody of note either. I think the Thunder have had a tougher road with Denver comparatively. I think Denver... But the T-Wolves have more postseason experience. They went to 7 with Denver last year. Even Randall has postseason experience with the Knicks. I'm not trying to downplay, I think, the caliber of player on the T-Wolves. I just think the Thunder are a different animal than the Warriors or the Lakers. And I think that the Nuggets, I want to give the credit where it's due for Denver. Without a head coach to battle with a team like Oklahoma City like that.
So is that not a negative towards Oklahoma City?
Maybe, but I think the thing with Oklahoma City is that they beat a former champ. They beat the best player in the NBA, Jokic. I think that's the flowers right there. They overcame a team who has won a championship and has been together for a very long time. I think that's a lot to be said about a young Thunder.
Well, you could say the exact same thing about the T-Wolves last year, and then they went in and they got destroyed by the Dallas. So this might be literally the situation flipped.
Flip-flop.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, it's like they get a joy. They get a second gear when they have to play somebody and knock off a Titan. Because Steph Curry is counted as that. LeBron is counted as that. The Denver Nuggets is counted as that. They get something out of it when they got to knock off a Titan. They're better as a spoiler than they are as the favored team in the series. And the Thunder are like 10-point favorites tonight.
There could be something there where Ant, he talked after those Golden State games. He likes playing in big moments. I'm not downplaying how great Anthony Edwards is. I want to see some consistency from that young man, and hopefully he comes in the series. Because I'm like you, Colin. I don't have a dog in this fight. I want this game. I want this series to go 7. I want to see a Game 7 that isn't a 40-point blowout. I want to see the best series possible. I just think Oklahoma City probably on a different level than Minnesota at this point. I hope I'm wrong, though. I do. I hope I'm wrong.
Difference in the Pacers-Knicks series is going to be what?
I think that is going to be a lot closer. I think both of those teams, now, the Pacers play quick. The Knicks don't necessarily play quick. But I've been telling you this for a week and a half now because it seems like, this has been the inevitable for a week and a half, waiting for that Celtics series to be over and the Cavs being terrible. Colin, the Pacers play fast. The Knicks don't, but they're both very physical teams. They're very physical. If the Knicks can survive playing their players, their 6 players, 40 minutes a game for 7 more games, I think they win this series. I'll go Knicks in 7 there. I know that they're not playing tonight, but if I had a series prediction, I think the Knicks can win.
What's going to be the difference?
Games. I think the difference is Jalen Brunson. I think that they're going to, when it push comes to shove in a close game, I think Jalen Brunson is going to be able to overcome and be that guy for New York. We've seen it against the Celtics. What was it? The two first games of the second round. Was it 20-point leads for the Celtics?
Right.
And Brunson and company were able to overcome that. I think there's something to be said there. Now,
there's something to be said about the exact other side.
I was about to say, I was going to give them their flowers here. Even though the Pacers won in 5 games, that 7-point victory, I don't give them that because that was just as fluky as it gets.
Well, it happened twice. It happened twice in 3 games.
I give them credit for being able to beat a team like Cleveland, who was the better team, and punch them in the mouth. They are playing the ultimate spoiler role this playoff.
I think it's Minnesota. That's it. But you don't. I understand where you're coming from. My perspective is you can't say fluky when they come back from 7+ because they did it to 2 different teams in 3 different in 3 games apart. They did it against Milwaukee to close them out, and then they did it in Game 2 against Cleveland. So this team is not championship coded, but clutch coded. So are the Knicks. I agree. I think this will be a very long, grinded out series, and it might come down to health. But I think the offensive output of what Indiana has to offer comparatively to the Knicks in terms of consistent waves of offensive pressure, I think that's going to be a difference. Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns, who has been relatively inconsistent, versus Siakam, who's a champion, and Miles Turner. I would favor the bigs on that side on Indiana. And then you go guard for guard. Halliburton's been as good of a player as anybody in this postseason, especially late game. He probably hasn't been as good as Brunson by a sliver, but you're looking at splitting hairs between the 2 great guards on either side. And then if you want to go through the supporting roles, the Knicks have 3 other guys, and the Pacers have a little bit of a bench that they use. So you're going to talk about waves. The Knicks like to come at you with 1 or 2 great quarters, and they hope that their defense and toughness can keep them above water for the other 2 quarters of the game. The Pacers can give you 4 quarters. I'm not sure if the Knicks can. They did in Game 6 against the Celtics to close them out. That was the best game they've had this postseason. But a lot of it has been, we're hanging around. Now it's time to kick into second gear. That would make me a little nervous about where the Knicks would stand.
I think it's time to give Thibodeau a lot of credit, too. You said the other matchup might come down to coaching. I think this might as well. I mean, Rick Carlisle is a NBA champion coach, and Tom Thibodeau, I think it's the only thing he's missing at this point, no? I think he is going to throw everything in the kitchen sink to get to an NBA Finals.
Well, they have. That's what they did in building.
And I think that a storyline going into this one can be Thibodeau getting over the edge or
I don't view Thibodeau in that sense, though. He doesn't have a lot of number 1 overall seeds. He's always been a middling playoff coach. I mean, if he's that guy who's like, the Shanahan of the world, who's like desperate to get a title, I don't necessarily think I view him in that sense.
And maybe he doesn't view himself as that either, but I think Carlisle versus Thibodeau is interesting. I do. I think that coaching matchup is interesting.
Yeah, the thing about it is the Knicks are not going to change anything. The Knicks are going to be the Knicks. They were the same Knicks were Game 1 versus Game 6 of the Celtics. It was more the same. In terms of rotations, they might have changed how much they play Anthony Towns with Mitchell Robinson, but other than that, it was a lot of the same if they were on or off. I give Carlisle credit because they were able to adjust mid-game. They did it against Cleveland in Game 2, as we alluded to. They did it in Game 5. They had their moments where they were able to adjust. This is going to be a chess battle, but also a battle of brutes. I think the offensive output, I'd lean, because the Celtics couldn't close. They couldn't score and they couldn't close. Now, maybe the Pacers go cold, and maybe they can't beat the Knicks two years in a row. But I think just on paper versus on paper, what we've seen versus what we've seen, the Pacers have been more impressive.
How much does Cat help in this, though? I think Cat gives the Knicks something that they didn't have last year in this series.
Absolutely. But the Pacers are better than last year, too.
They are.
The Pacers are much better defensively. They couldn't guard anybody last year. And now all of a sudden, Nemhard is their starting two-guard is one of the best guarding shooting guards in the league.
Does that keep up with Nemhard and all these role players for Indiana? So they're
playoff risers.
I can't believe how well they played this.
And they've played well last year, too. They're playoff risers. It's bizarre.
Cannot believe how well those guys have played.
There are some teams that are it's almost like they're championship coded. It's got a little Miami to it. Everybody sort of raises a level when the postseason comes. I think that's dangerous. I think that's reliable in a sense. But we'll see what happens if you got game one of that series coming about on Wednesday night. You got game one between the Timberwolves and the Thunder coming about tonight, 8:30 on ESPN. And because these games are on, let's go sprinkle some action on it. Go put together a parlay, player props. Have some fun with it because you're going to be watching this stuff anyway. And on Hard Rock Bet, if you go download them in the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, or go to hardrock.bet online, you could have some fun too. Hard Rock Bet, they have promos, they have profit boosts, they have Battle of the Bets where you can get involved in a major pot and take one side or the other and have some fun there. Hard Rock Bet, it covers both ends of the spectrums in terms of what players it caters to, either the brand new player or the experienced player. Hard Rock has it all, and the best part is you get $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit, which can be a parlay, which can be a prop, can be the over. You name it, they got it, they cover it. It's Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. The wager, terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT IT. Mike, Christian, and I will go streaking and make a couple picks against the spread with our pals over on Hard Rock Bet. On the flip side of things, stick around for it as we close out the program next. Russo Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking?
Florida State 2 years ago with Jordan Travis. It's closer to a national championship than Miami.
I guess they have a point for being unhappy of even though they won every single game their season. Maybe they've got a point.
If you're a guy that spent your whole summer training, two-a-days, and the opportunity to be able to at least compete for a championship gets taken away because just one guy got injured, that's looking at that left tackle or that running back or that wide receiver and spitting in their face.
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning to doing what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. You can learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. If you missed any of the program today and you want to go listen back, go to Russo and Rizzo on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places, and you can listen in full in podcast format or watch back. And you can go watch back on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm, where we stream live, and they are fully cataloged there as well. Christian Cat, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. It's time for us to go streaking with Hard Rock Bet.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
We can't lose. We can't lose. We can't lose.
Survive and Advance is the name of the game.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure!
Tail the hot hand.
Continue this improbable run! 22 consecutive wins!
And fade the cooler.
Everything you touch turns to mush. People go to the racetrack and the teller will give them his tickets already ripped out.
Let's go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Presented by Hard Rock Bet.
I took the Dallas Wings last night against the Seattle Storm plus 3.5. I lost that one considerably, so no dice for me. I am on a one-game losing streak. But what we try to do is we try to put together a winning or a losing streak over on Hard Rock Bet. I am loss 1. Mike, you are?
Win 4. I've won 4 in a row. How about the Boston Red Sox last night? Apparently, there was some statistic out there I heard from a teammate how unreal the Mets are on Monday. Who had Boston last night? This guy.
Rizzo, you are our hot hand.
4 in a row.
You are waving the flag for Russo and Rizzo.
Do you want to know where I'm going tonight? Or Christian, hang on. Before I go, where are we at with you? What happened to you? What'd you bet? Darts last night?
No darts last night.
Table tennis.
It was table tennis.
That's it.
And my guy, Vladimir Lipovicki, he lost the one time I played that I had action on. And then he won against this very same opponent 2 other times that same day. But the one that I chose that he was going to win starting at 6 o'clock Eastern time, he lost there. So thanks a lot, Vladimir.
All right. I'll start us off. And
this is the hot hand here.
I'm going, and by the way, after that Nick bet that I sprinkled action on, I've won 5 of my last 6 NBA bets. Hopefully, I'm going to win 6 of my last 7 with the bet of Oklahoma City minus 6.5 tonight. Ooh. I like that. I think Oklahoma City blows them out of the water tonight. I do. I think they win
after
huge.
A 7-game series when Minnesota has a little bit of rest.
I think they win big. I'm starting to be one of those people too. The more you're playing, the more you're in a groove. I think Oklahoma City is going to win considerably.
The longer you wait, the more tendency there is for you to be flat.
Right, and Kyle, we've talked. How many times have you and I specifically talked about time off? Is it good? Is it bad? I'm starting to think it's kind of worse off. Give me Oklahoma City tonight, 6.5. They're fresh. Well, not fresh. They're game fresh and ready to go.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of offense tonight. I'm going to tail the idea of taking that game. I'm going to take an under 218, I believe the number is.
It is.
On Hard Rock Bet. So I'm going to take the under 218 minus 110. That would be my pick. I need to do something different, so let's root for no points.
All right. Time to get square. I've been losing a lot. Lost 2 in a row. Going to take the Dodgers run line. Dodgers minus 1.5 at minus 120. Take on the Diamondbacks tonight, and we've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound. He's had a good season so far with the 2.12 ERA. Take the Dodgers minus 1.5 runs.
Nice.
Dodgers, who haven't played well, by the way.
Yeah.
Something's got to give. Frustrated division opponent. I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. So maybe if you're playing this game correctly at home as a fan, you got to definitely follow Rizzo in this situation. Russo's been back and forth. So.
I haven't been able to get into a groove. I have not been able to get into a groove.
Which is the name of the game. You want to be consistently hot or consistently cold, and you got to fade me. So maybe the Diamondbacks plus 1.5 might be the move for everybody else, not name me.
Yeah, the D-backs, they had a good win last night, but the Dodgers lost 4 straight. And what'd they start, 8-0? I think 7-0, and Mike was ready to proclaim that they were going to have 125 wins. Remember that?
I'm still there.
They're 29-19.
I can't go back on my word. At this point, I got to swallow it.
They got to lose less than 20 games the rest of the way.
It doesn't look good.
See, I walked up to a roulette table, and I saw that the previous rolls, you can see it on that big board, it went 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. Those are Dodgers losses. And I'm saying, it can't happen again. The Dodgers can't lose again. Right. There's only 2 spots on the roulette table that are green.
I don't think they lose 5 in a row. Now, the Padres are better than advertised in that division too, Kyle. So, is there a chance maybe they don't win that division? I think that's a bit doomsday at this point, but we'll see.
Yeah, too early to tell.
Boys, I'll tell you what, this is the last you'll see me in the flesh until Tuesday.
You got a graduation to go to.
I got a graduation on Thursday, but I fly in tomorrow. So, boys, pending air travel trouble, I will be on the show tomorrow.
Are you flying nonstop?
Yeah, I am, but out of Lauderdale.
Sorry, I'm laughing because someone just hit the tree outside.
Okay.
We are right on the City Place Studios.
Sorry, that threw me off.
Right on Rosemary Ave, and someone's parking at the nail salon, and they just drilled a palm tree.
In the car?
Yes.
And she's going to play it off like nothing happened. Yep. Fair play to her.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like that took precedence.
You're good. Fair play to her. She's shrugging it off pretty well as well.
Is this lady across the street who just parked the car?
Yeah, correct. She hit her tree. Yeah, she knows. Look, she knows she's waving. We're all good. Yep. We're all good.
We saw. Wow.
We're all good.
She's embarrassed.
Yeah. She's very embarrassed now.
Colin,
it's okay.
you falling off your
Good
bike,
stuff.
and you kind of get semi-embarrassed. You got to laugh at yourself.
Yep.
Imagine, and very embarrassingly, hitting a palm tree when you're trying to parallel park.
And then noticing like a TV station right there, like filming a spot.
She gave us a thumbs up smile, then ran away. Oh, fair play to her.
That was quicker on my feet. I would have sprinted outside and tried to get her eyewitness
That's
account.
An embarrassing little moment for her.
It is.
But you know what? That puts some hair on your chest. You know,
It is.
like that's a moment that everybody needs to have.
Have you ever hit a stationary object while in a car? Like, it's obviously your fault. Maybe a car's on the side of the road.
Yeah, right when I first got my license, parking a car, I knocked something. But
I did actually, and it was at a railroad track. And I overjudged it. This was when I was a lot younger, like 16. I backed into someone. Thank God the guy was a good sport about it. There was nothing wrong with both cars, and we both moved on with our day. Because usually you get the guy who's wearing the cape and the mask. No, we got to call the insurance companies, So thankfully that wasn't it. But boys, pending a crazy travel thing, I plan on being on the show 4 o'clock. I get in at Cleveland at 3. The Cleveland stations
You get into Cleveland at 3 and you plan on being on the show at 4?
Cleveland stations are 15 minutes away from the airport. My cousin has my getaway car ready to go. I will see you guys at 4 o'clock tomorrow on virtual.
What's more likely, Mike Rizzo hitting 5 field goals with no pads, apparently?
Or being late tomorrow.
Brian Rowitz knows, our boss. So.
Well, I know he knows, but
you're not letting him. You're letting us down.
Now you got to get a nonstop. So I think that improves your odds. Improves your odds. We'll see. I don't know what airline. Say
United.
I'm more confident in Mike hitting 5 field goals out of 10 than being on time for the show.
United is the Hey, United, if you want to do in business, you're the best airline out there. I love you.
You'll be all right with United, I think. That's Christian Catt. That's Mike Rizzo. Colin Russo with you saying so long. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. right here on ESPN 106.3.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right?